Hi, I'm Julie. I'm Natasha.
I'm Khadijah.
I'm Heather.
And I'm Kim.
Ray Bodner, Speech 2. The average person works roughly 90,000 hours in a lifetime. That's almost 25% of your life spent working. What's the number one reason to go to work? It's to make money. So, money allows you to feed your family, pay bills, even allows you to go on date night on Friday nights. So who knows what a budget is? A budget is an outline of all of the income you generate in a specific amount of time compared to the amount of expenses you have in that same amount of time. I'm going to show you guys today how I create my budget. I'm a single mom of 3 kids. My gross annual income last year was about $34,000, which isn't much for a family of 4. But don't worry, I'm going to show you how to do it. All you have to do is know how much money you make and how much money you spend. With this information, you'll be able to make sure you get the most out of the money you make. There's several benefits in having a budget. Knowing when your bills are due allows you to avoid late fees, which saves you money, as well as knowing where your money is going so you don't spend it on frivolous things. If you have it outlined to where you're going to spend the money, you can spend less on impulse. You also need to know that you're bringing in enough income in order to support yourself. So having a budget allows you to know if you have enough income in order to pay all your bills. So the information needed to create a budget is an expense list, which I've created here. So all the bills for a month. Some people do 2 weeks at a time, or pay periods. I choose to do a month. That lets me allocate which paycheck I'll be taking the money out of. So all of your fixed bills, which are the ones that don't change from month to month, are first. So rent, kids club, or daycare. Your phone, NUD, OPPD, car, and life insurance are both from State Farm. They come out as one payment, so I lump them together. Cox, Schmidt, which is the instrumental music rental that I have for my daughter. Health insurance or Medicare. And then these are your variable expenses, which means they can change from month to month. So you have food, gas, savings, kids, and mom. This is where I allocate spending money. So whether I take him out for dinner, we go to a movie, or Thomas needs a new pair of shoes because he slid on the gym floor again. You write out your expenses for all of those, and it's very important to include your credit cards. So if you have any credit cards that you retain balances on, you're going to want to make sure you include that in your budget because you do have to pay them back monthly, or else you incur interest charges. So we're going to plug in the numbers that are required for each month. I'm fortunate enough that all of my credit cards have a 0 balance, so I'm going to put zeros over here, and then we'll go down the list. So rent is $11.50. Kids Club is $160. For the phone, I pay $50 a month. NUD is $33. Also, round up to the nearest dollar. That way you're not worrying about the change. It makes it easier to do the math, and also you don't have to worry about coming up short. Never round down, because a couple cents here and there adds up to being dollars short. OPPD is $79. The life insurance and car insurance is $91. Cox is $10. Schmidt is $35. Medca is $43. Food is about $400 a month. Gas, $200. Savings, it's important to pay yourself first, so make sure you include savings in your budget, because the whole point of having a budget is in order to save. So if you don't include that in there, you're kind of selling yourself short already. So we'll put $200 for savings, and then $150 for kids, and we'll do $50 for mom. So now that you have outlined all of your expenses for that month, you are going to want to add them together. I'm going to put my total up here. And that is $2,651. So the next step is to figure out your income. So over here I have the two sources of income that I have would be my paycheck or work and child support. When you are using your income from a job, you have to account for taxes. Use your gross income, not your net. The net income has is before taxes, so therefore you're saying that you have more than what you actually have for that month. So you're going to want to use your your gross income, which is $2,079, and child support is $480. So when I add that, the total, actually I'm going to write that up here, of my income is $2,559. So as we can see, my expenses are a little higher than my income. So then we have to go back and rework our budget. Since these are fixed bills, they can't be changed. So we're going to want to look down here. I think for the sake of this presentation, we would just cut this to 100. And then that would bring this down to 2,551, which would mean we have an $8 overage. So for an $8 overage, I would leave it as is. That's like a cup of coffee and a muffin at Starbucks. Anything over $10, I would reallocate my budget. So whether you add it into your savings or your expenses for the kids, just because if it's over $10, you tend to spend it frivolously. Whereas you want to try to allocate every cent that you're spending. That way it's accounted for and it's more likely that you'll follow the budget. One other note I would like to make is with these variable expenses, I understand that they're not all taken out at the same time. So I use envelopes and mark them with the gas and food, and I pull the money out for each check. So I would take $200 out for my first paycheck, $200 out for my second, and then use the money out of there. If there's any overage from these expenses, it goes directly into my savings. We don't add it to our fund pile where we get to take it and do whatever we want. The whole goal is to save more money. Any questions? All right. The money makes the world go round. So getting the most for your money is one of the most important things. Now that you know how to make a budget, you can. The number one way you're going to save money is by knowing where it's going and paying your bills on time. It allows you to keep track of when bills are due to avoid late payments and make sure you know that where your money is going and that you have enough money for expenses. Now that you know how to create a budget, you can really see what your money can do for you.